All right, welcome back to the show. As you know, the American Dream is a show that is designed to inspire, go against the grain of all that negative stuff you see in the media. Sports Stories, our specialized segment, is to share the stories of athletes who are inspirational. And we have joining us in studio a local hero, Nick Dzubnar, who's a Charger linebacker. And unfortunately, you're nursing a little bit of an injury. Good to have you on the show, though.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I mean, bummed about the leg.
I feel guilty sitting like this.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
Are we all right?
Yeah. Last week was rough. I'm a lot better this week.
Yeah, I was in the green room and I saw those crutches.
Oh, yeah.
Those are beasts.
Today's the first day I'm off crutches, so I had rehab before that, so I had them from there, and then I was feeling good. I was like, I don't even need these things anymore. So today's the first day without them, so hopefully we continue on this path.
What'd they do?
What
did you do?
Yeah.
And then what did they do to fix it?
So they ended up tearing the ACL. We thought it might have been partial, so we were going to try and see if we could maybe play on it and stuff like that, see how it feels. But the more you waited, the more I could tell something was wrong. So they ended up going in there, reconstructing the ACL, and it ended up being a full tear. So it is good that we ended up going with surgery, and it's a good thing we got it fixed. So they redid that, and then I've just been at the Chargers training facility with all the other guys we got there, and just grinding in there with those guys.
Is this your first major injury?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, through my career, I've been really lucky with no injuries and stuff like that. I mean, I've had an elbow surgery, but that wasn't even sports related. So this is the first sports related injury, and it is what it is. But I've been lucky so far.
So you come out of college, you join the Chargers, and then you run into an injury like this. How do you not just physically recover, but mentally? I'm sure, as a competitive athlete, it's got to be incredibly frustrating. You want to be on the field, especially since the Chargers, I believe, are in a great position to make a playoff run. But how do you deal with that challenge?
It is tough. Honestly, a lot of positive stuff that I like. Danny Woodhead's nursing an ACL right now too, and I look up to him a lot, especially because he's in the training room getting treatment and stuff. He's a couple weeks ahead of me, but I always try to match him on how he does and how hard he works and stuff like that. So talking to him about it, injuries, they are what they are. There's nothing you can do to fix it or make it go faster. But mentally, talking to him, what my work ethic and the way I play got me here, and that's what's going to keep me here.
Right.
So it is frustrating to have an injury when you have big plans for this year. Like I really wanted to have a great year, play on defense, and have kind of a breakout season. So unfortunately, this just postpones that for one more year, but it's just going to make you fight that much harder for next season. So
I'm sure what inspired you to get there is going to be a drive you through. So tell us about the pathway from just getting started in football through your years in college into the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, I started really young. I started back in Pop Warner with the Mighty Mites, you know what I mean? But I think we talked about this last year with a couple other people, but I was a big-time ice hockey player growing up. So when it came to college, it was really...
Where were you originally from?
Orange County.
Okay.
So for me to be in San Diego from being from Orange County is a blessing in itself.
Sure.
But I grew up...
They have ice hockey in Orange County?
I know. Everyone always says that, but yeah. Yeah, they got plenty of ice hockey rinks and stuff. But when it came to college, it was between ice hockey or football. And ice hockey, you gotta choose at a young high school career you gotta go ship off to Canada or East Coast to go into those boarding schools and stuff like that. And I don't think my dad was ready to let me do that, let me go. So we stuck with football. My dad went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. My grandparents retired up in Atascadero, which is right there. So I grew up going to Cal Poly. I knew I wanted to go there. I knew I could play football there. So when they offered me early my senior season, I accepted it right away. 'Cause a lot of guys, they try to go to bigger schools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my thought process was I'd rather try and be a big fish in a little pond type of deal. And I love Cal Poly. So signed with Cal Poly, ended up having a really good college career, got a great education. Love everything about San Luis Obispo. It's tough because I wasn't drafted. I was undrafted out of Cal Poly. It's a smaller school. But, hey, it got me down here in San Diego, and I was able to show the team and the coaches how hard I work. And what
So when
I'm
you're
able to do.
undrafted, how do you bridge the gap from college to the NFL?
It's hard, because in college I didn't play against the big schools. You know what I mean? I didn't play against those bigger guys. I was a smaller school. I was in the FCS, so we still good football, but it's just the size isn't there, the speed isn't as big, and fast. But everything adjusts. Just the way you adjust from high school to college, you adjust you adjust from college to the pros, and once you get a little time under your skin, you adjust and stuff like that. You realize that you can compete with these guys, and that's when the confidence starts to build.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is when did you begin to develop that confidence? Because I mean, even at the biggest schools,
Yeah.
the gap between college and NFL and in any sport, baseball, basketball, once you get to that highest level, it is such a supreme, natural athlete and someone who's worked their tail off to
Yeah.
get there. So for you and what you went through, when did you start to develop the confidence that you were ready to compete with the big boys?
Yeah, it's probably going into the couple preseason games. It was probably the second preseason game where I was officially like, I could play in this league, I can compete with these guys. But it's hard. It's because you have this work ethic coming into the stuff, and you think all of these guys are tremendous athletes. They're
Right.
they're all professionals at what they do, and they all work hard. But work ethic and working hard is no one could judge that. That's between you and you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like I could outwork anyone. You know what I mean? That's just the mindset that you have to have as an undrafted guy. So coming in and having that mindset, just trying to be the hardest worker on the team, and then the football and the opportunities and stuff like that will come. So I knew coming in, I'd have to be one of the hardest workers, and then the rest would come, really.
Any advice to aspiring young athletes?
Just that. Be the hardest worker in everything you do, whether it's the film room, whether that's the weight room, whether that's on the field, extra drills after practice, stuff like that. You have to be one of the hardest workers in there. I was in there before. I was in there as early as anyone else got there, and I would try to stay as late as anyone else was there. And I think eventually opportunities will come, and that's when you have to shine. And hopefully you're good under pressure.
Yeah, I mean,
guess.
that's a really big takeaway for the show. I mean, there's a lot of things that you're born with, right? Natural talent, size, but you can determine your own work ethic. And
absolutely.
even as you mentioned things, not just on the field, but watching game films, studying, and being a perfectionist and things like that.
Yeah.
Last question for you. What's the locker room like with the Chargers now? We've had some big wins. The team's got to be getting more confident. We're beating great teams. We're this close in a couple games. So what's the mentality of our players?
I think it's gotten a lot better. I saw pictures and stuff because I don't travel, but I saw pictures of the guys celebrating in Atlanta, and it looked like a good time. I wish I was there. But yeah, I think the confidence is a lot better and stuff like that. I mean, we were so close in all of our games. One bounce of the ball here or there, we could have a really good winning season. But I think, after the team learned to finish games, learned to get that winning, and then once you get a win, you get another win, you start stacking it up, get that confidence rolling, and then it's like, who's going to stop us, So hopefully that's where we're headed.
I agree, and Atlanta's a solid team, so hopefully we see them in the playoffs. Hopefully we see you on the field here soon enough. Thanks for coming on the show,
Appreciate
man,
it.
and
Thank
good
you very
luck
much.
with that recovery.
Yeah.